Hello, everybody. I am Rena Michaelis, and today we'll be discussing Andy Warski versus the SPLC, or the Southern Poverty Law Center. But before we get into that, I will be discussing the evolution of the word SJW, or social justice warrior. So let's begin, shall we? So Andy Warski says, I am trying to do my own thing, but Self-Famed, Chef Holiday, and others just complain about what I'm doing. They have become the new SJWs. I've tried leaving it alone, but they are constantly crying on Twitter about me and afraid to ask me. And let's not forget that he called Darren Meyer an SJW for asking him too much. And to this I respond, oh my fucking god, anybody who dares to criticize Andy Warski is an SJW. Thanks, I needed a good laugh. Okay, so let's discuss what social justice used to be like 1 or 2 years ago versus the way Andy Warski is using it now. 1 or 2 years ago, to be a social justice warrior, you have to use the word problematic, educate yourself, appropriation, like cultural appropriation, victim blaming, ableism, misogyny. You sound like a white male. Policing, like that is tone policing, check your privilege, racism, trigger, internalized, like you're internalizing misogyny or you're internalizing racism, whitewashing, neckbeard, rape culture, like we live in a rape culture, slur, homophobia, derailing, sassy jiff, transphobia, shaming, lack of spoons to respond, passive aggressive remark. And I found a different one, another thing that could leave you be labeled a social justice warrior about 1 or 2 years ago is using rhetoric like small dick, transphobic, sexist, bigot, misogynist, um, right side of history, like do you want to be in the right side of history, nativist, homophobic, it's 2018 or it's the current year, so it's about time such and such happens, Nazi, fascist, rape, consent, white folks, anti-Semitic, it's not 2017 anymore, or it's not insert past the year. Hate, hateful, something, something PC, xenophobic, rich asshole, Islamophobic, anti-immigration, check your privilege, inserts random insults to Christianity, mom's basements, racist. They would say things like heteronormativity and cisnormativity. Like this video, SJWs in a nutshell does a great job explaining what an SJW is. You cannot say anything without offending anybody. Or it would be a person like Steve Shives, where you are blocked by a person and you have no idea who that person is. It's like, I don't even know who you are. Why am I blocked by you? I know I've never spoken to you before. It would be a person like that. But now, just like how everybody's a racist, it's kind of like, like if you disagree with, Steve Shives, you're a racist, basically. Everybody's racist, everybody's sexist. Now he's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to do my thing, but Self-Famed, Chef Holiday, they have become the new SJWs. So I find it funny how the word has evolved. When really, I do think that this is related to Andy Warski being on the Southern Poverty Law Center's website. So here the Southern Poverty Law Center has on a hate watch not that long ago, February the 1st. Far right adopts Americans are dreamers line, YouTube blood sports, and alt-right's haven. Google monetizes hate speech using ad dollars and more. Now, remember the PewDiePie situation where all PewDiePie did was point, and the Wall Street Journal called PewDiePie a Nazi, even though, like, look, PewDiePie now has like 60 million subscribers. I'm pretty sure that his views and popularity dwarf stats of the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal is nowhere near as close as popular as PewDiePie is, but the apocalypse still happens. In fact, this is what YouTube has to say. Not about Andy Warski necessarily, but I still think that this is related. YouTube says it is developing new policies to deal with video makers who damage the reputation of the websites. And further down it says, while these instances are rare, they can damage the reputation and revenue of your fellow creators, said Mrs. Not even going to bother. You see, YouTube is concerned about its reputation. And YouTube is also to the left. YouTube is nowhere near as close to being all that's close to the rights. In fact, they have more of a feminist worldview. And I'm pretty sure that by now they have seen this headline by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Andy Warski may be far popular than the Southern Poverty Law Center, but PewDiePie is far more popular than the Wall Street Journal. And still, YouTube cares more about what the Wall Street Journal says over PewDiePie. I'm pretty sure that YouTube cares far more about the Southern Poverty Law Center over Andy Warski. I mean, think of it this way. At VidCon, look at who gets to talk to Google. The people who get to talk to Google and gets invited would be people like Cat Black. Cat Black, who only had at a time, Cat Black only had 150 subscribers. No, like 150,000 subscribers. And yet, even though Andy Warski is bigger than Cat Black is still invited to talk to the CEO of Google. They care far more if you ideology agree with them. I'm pretty sure I butchered that word. Ideologically agree with them over whether you're popular or not. People are saying the issue is not really that Andy specifically will be the end of super chats, because some people were worried about super chats ending. The issue is that a specific vocal subsection of YouTube, which Andy happens to be a prominent in the moment, are exchanging a large amounts of money to pass along ideas that YouTube might find harmful. Super chats might make them money, but they have other revenue sources to be concerned with, i.e. advertisers, YouTube Red, etc., that can be negatively impacted by those optics. So if people aren't careful, YouTube might adjust policies, again, in a way harmful to creators. I mean, if you just go to the YouTube's official YouTube, it says in its bio, subscribe to Black creators. I mean, YouTube also shared or retweeted a video about Safer Internet Day. I mean, these are YouTube's values. This is what YouTube believes in. this would be the logic of, well, Milo Yiannopoulos is really, really popular, so there is no way Milo Yiannopoulos would ever be kicked off Twitter because Milo Yiannopoulos is so popular. Sargon of Akkad would never be kicked off Twitter because Sargon of Akkad is so popular. I mean, it's kind of like the idea that you are too popular to be affected is ridiculous, especially when you consider that Sargon of Akkad and Milo Yiannopoulos, they do get kicked off Twitter, even though they are really big. And YouTube does make it clear that they want to crack down on people who damage the reputation of their websites because YouTube is actually to the left. So this weird idea that Andy Warski has in his head of 99% of big YouTubers have messaged me and said how much they love the show, and people like you, Tim C, ha ha ha, anyway, goodbye. Oh, and have fun watching your BuzzFeed rips. Those don't get old. Also, don't follow me anymore. Please, your channel is terrible and don't want to be accosted. Thanks. I mean, this idea that he is just too big to be affected, when really YouTube doesn't care all that much about PewDiePie, who is the biggest person in their platform. I mean, PewDiePie, he got kicked off of YouTube Red, and they went to invite PewDiePie to YouTube Rewind, even though PewDiePie has 60 million subscribers. And Andy is kind of like, oh yeah, well, 99% of big YouTubers message me about how much they agree with me. Bigger YouTubers like PewDiePie, I mean, come on now. If YouTube doesn't care about PewDiePie, what makes you think that YouTube cares about you? YouTube probably cares about you as much as you care about small content creators. Even the ranting monkey wasn't having it. I'm using they because I'm talking about more than this one incident. I like Andy Warski, and I have no real issue with his channel direction, but watching him freak and demand a fight at the slightest hint of criticism it's just fucking weird. I don't remember him giving any of the people he criticized in his videos a spot to respond in those videos, or him asking them all when he made them. But now it's cowardly to express an opinion and not monetize a fight over it. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. You seem to have, oh, and now he's asking Andy Warski, you seem to have developed a very thin skin as you do your own thing, running around challenging anyone who dares have an opinion you don't like. Don't get me wrong, I love the drama. It makes me laugh, but goddamn, man, you are really that sensitive? Yes, I mean, if you criticize Andy Warski, you're an SJW. I mean, really, it's just, oh my goodness, this is just really, really stupid. I mean, if somebody criticizes you and you don't like it, just put them on mute and, get on with your life. Don't throw a temper tantrum over it. So, 4 minutes and 40 seconds within this video, I stated that I believe that the situation with Jeff Holiday and Sofane is related to the Southern Poverty Law Center incident, and that is because there are parallels between what's going on with Andy Warski and what went on with PewDiePie, where PewDiePie is exceedingly far more popular than the Wall Street Journal. But YouTube decided to listen to the Wall Street Journal over PewDiePie, despite the fact that PewDiePie is the most popular creator on its platform. And many people, including myself, came to PewDiePie's defense. Most people came to PewDiePie's defense, and YouTube still decided to listen to the Wall Street Journal instead. A lot of times, the defense of Andy Warski is an appeal to popularity. I saw Stick Hammer make the exact same appeal. Stick Hammer also made the appeal to popularity, where he says that Andy Warski and me were far more popular than White's Ring Watch. I want you to keep this in mind then. PewDiePie has 60 million subscribers. That is exceedingly far popular than the Wall Street Journal could ever hope to be. PewDiePie sure still gets far more views than the Wall Street Journal, and YouTube still listens to the Wall Street Journal. If you're just gonna go by the appeal to popularity, then you are rewriting history and you're acting like YouTube sided with PewDiePie because he's popular. Your popularity means nothing to YouTube because PewDiePie, he got kicked off YouTube Red. He wasn't invited to YouTube Rewind. YouTube treats him like dirt. So this idea like of appeal to popularity, I mean, when it comes to YouTube, and the CEO of YouTube is Susan Wojcicki. Now you could go through her YouTube, her Wikipedia page to see what she's all about. And she is about fighting gender discrimination and whatnot, and getting more women into technology. So it seems like Susan Wojcicki, who's the CEO of YouTube, it seems like she's a social justice advocate and possibly a feminist. She is more politically aligned with Right Wing Watch, and when it comes down to it, it's about shared values because YouTube is a monopoly. I mean, let's look at the PewDiePie situation one more time. Many people said that they were going to leave, that they're done with YouTube. They quit YouTube, and they didn't quit. They, tried to vid me. People tried to vid me, and Dave Cullen advertised vid me, and vid me went out of business, and people just, people have short-term memories. People act like the, PewDiePie situation never happened because Andy Warski, it's like he has amnesia of the PewDiePie versus the Wall Street Journal incidents, where YouTube decided to go with the smaller Wall Street Journal over the bigger PewDiePie because of shared values. And given that Andy Warski isn't a feminist or social justice advocate, he doesn't share the same values that YouTube has. And YouTube leans very much to the left, and it has a monopoly. And you're never going to leave. You're never going to ever leave. So YouTube will continue to have its platform. Its monopoly, because that is the only way that you could get YouTube to listen to you. If you want YouTube to listen to you, they would have to lose like millions of people. And as long as you choose to use YouTube, that's never going to happen. And it's kind of like Andy Warski, he has like what, 300,000 subscribers, while PewDiePie had 60 million subscribers, and they still don't care that much about PewDiePie, where PewDiePie pointed, and all he did was pointed and sort of innocuous jokes. You would think, and many people, including myself, defended PewDiePie. You would think that YouTube would pick this side of the most popular person on its platform. It didn't. And Andy Warski is like, well, I'm so popular. Yeah, because I guess that in Andy Warski's mind, he and PewDiePie are equals. And that's what his fans seem to think. Because, like, I was talking to an Andy Warski fan, and his fan seems to think that PewDiePie and Andy Warski, they're like equals, where, 300,000 subscribers and 60 million subscribers, that's like the same number to them, I guess. When really, realistically, if YouTube didn't listen to PewDiePie, there's a good chance that they're not going to listen to a person who has 300,000 subscribers. They probably care as much about, Andy Warski as Andy Warski cares about smaller content creators. It's kind of like, Andy Warski, how do you view teeny tiny channels? Well, that is how YouTube views you. I mean, it's kind of like they have plenty of people that has crossed the 1 million subscriber threshold. I mean, the Young Turks, 3.5 million people. Um, Paul Joseph Watson, 1 million. Mark Dice, 1 million. John Oliver, 5 million. When it comes to Philip DeFranco, 6 million. It's like YouTube has so many people on its channel that there are well beyond 1 million subscribers. And your sub counts is probably not all that tight to them in comparison to, people who are over 1 million subscribers. It's kind of like this. Or think about how Cat Black, a person who had like 150 subscribers, got to 150,000 subscribers, got to talk to the CEO of Google and invited to speak at VidCon. And you, a person who has twice her sub counts, weren't invited to speak to Google. Shoehead, she almost has 1 million subscribers, yet she didn't get to speak at VidCon. She doesn't get to talk to the CEO of Google. But Cat Black, who's nowhere near that popular, she gets to talk to the CEO of Google and be flown in private jets. You don't seem to get that YouTube cares far more about people who politically agree with them than they care about people who they view to be on the wrong side of history. So, and the people like, Jeff Holiday and Sophane, they learn from history. They learn from history because they know that nobody's going to leave YouTube. Nobody's going to leave. People virtue signal that they were going to go to VidMe. Now VidMe is gone. Not that many people joined VidMe anyway. People virtue signal that they're going to go to BitChutes. And BitChutes, I mean, if you look at this sub counts that Sticks Texan Hammer has in BitChutes, it pales in comparison to his subscribers on YouTube. Like on BitChutes, Sticks Texan Hammer has like 2,000 subscribers. On YouTube, he has like 20 or like 201 thousand subscribers. Like not many people are joining these alternative websites. So they could kick Andy Warski off YouTube and nothing would change because nobody is going to leave. And only when millions of people starts leaving would YouTube start to reconsider their decision. But when it comes to Andy Warski, they could afford that loss because there are so many people who would want to just still be a part of this platform. Even Blair White has an old video saying that she's not going to go anywhere. She refuses to leave YouTube because YouTube is home to her. Sticks Texan Hammer says that he would never ever leave YouTube. He's been here for 10 years. He refuses to leave. People are addicted to YouTube. people aren't going to go anywhere. And only if you can get millions of people to leave YouTube would you be able to make a difference. Anyway, this has been Random Michaelis. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you agree with me, leave me a like and a comment. And if you disagree with me, leave me a thumbs down and leave me a comment. And if you want to see more, please subscribe to this channel. Just, like, dislike, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, bye bye. Now, I wanted to add this little last minute addendum just in case there is any confusion because I was arguing with an Andy Warski fan about this. What I am not saying is that people should avoid fighting for free speech. However, YouTube isn't exactly a free speech platform. You have to convince Susan Wojcicki that, we should have free speech. You don't treat things as if it's already exists. Here is an example. Let's say that you are a men's rights advocate and you believe that fathers should see their children. You cannot kidnap your child because kidnapping your own child is illegal. And so, well, it's because I'm a men's rights advocate and I believe that fathers should see their kids. You would still have to follow the law. Or if you are an anarcho-capitalist, you cannot just treat America like it's a narco-capitalist society and just go, well, I believe in anarcho-capitalism, so this is what I'm going to do. It is much more like this is something you are working towards. YouTube doesn't care all that much about free speech. It would be better to convince YouTube to change its mind. And then, because YouTube is a monopoly, of course, there's no other place to go to. People claimed that they were going to go to VidMe. Not many people left to VidMe, and VidMe went out of business anyway. People said that they were going to go to Big Shoots. Not that many people went to Big Shoots, and it changed its name, and it's probably going to go out of business. People keep saying that they're going to leave YouTube. People have been saying that for 5 years, that they're going to leave YouTube, and nobody is leaving YouTube. They are just creating stricter policies. Free speech is what you're working towards. It's not what you already have. And you have to be very convincing to Susan Wojcicki, to have the thing. Because what's Andy Warski has what's like 300K subscribers, when really YouTube has YouTube Rewind. They could get connected to, PewDiePie. They could get connected to people who have over 1 million subscribers. They could already talk to the people who are way up top anyway. I would think that Andy Warski could see that if he took the time out to just listen to other people instead of bragging constantly that his show is top 5 on trending every time he streams. I mean, he sounds like he has gone full-blown Kasparian. In fact, he sounds like he's been sounding like he went full-blown Kasparian for a very long time.
But am I saying that I'm better than you? I guess I'm going a little further than you are. Yeah, I'm fucking better than you, okay? Much better than you. You are garbage.